Garrison Speed Shop back with you. Randy from Garrison Speed Shop. I want to go over today my 67 Bel Air 327 4-door hardtop. This car has been in my wife's family for a very long time. Her father, Joe Faircloth, who is basically a genius, retired nuclear engineer in the Navy, can fix anything, right? Two people in my life that have taught me how to fix the most stuff with cars, from basically knowing nothing. Derek, Vice Grip Garage, shout out to you, and Joe Faircloth, retired nuclear engineer in the Navy, and don't pay attention to that. That's 351 Windsor is going in my Galaxy. Got a lot going on. But this was their car, my mother-in-law and father-in-law's car that they got married in, I don't even know, decades and decades and decades ago. Not trying to make them sound old, but we're all getting there. It was a long time ago. When I got the car, it was pretty rusted, needed some metal work. Had my buddy Jerry Stowe in Fayette, Alabama, one of my best friends, paint it the first time. I wanted pearl paint on it. I ordered some cheap pearl paint off of eBay. Don't do it. Do not do it. I see you thinking about it. Don't do it. Jerry did an amazing paint job on it. It sat in the sun. I took it back to my father-in-law and mother-in-law because the car wasn't even mine at that point. I just really hated to see it in the shape that it was in. Took it back to them. It kind of sat under a tree, which will, it'll bake the paint off anything. But we're talking less than a year and paint was gone. So I took it back to Jerry. This time the first time we did blue pearl with a white blue, or with a white pearl with blue accent top. Second time I found this color that I really loved. I got the paint from Eastwood, not really sure, but I really love the color of this paint. Try to kind of show it to you guys here. Dirty right now, but this color, I love blue. I don't know why, but I've always loved blue cars. But had him paint it again. He did all the metal work this time, replaced anything that had any type of rust on it. Put it back together, put all the badges and trim back on it, which completely makes this car, for you guys that don't know this car and the Impala and the Caprice and probably missing a couple others, like very similar cars. But what sets this one apart is the trim. 327, came with a 327 Quadrajet. Another reason this car is sentimental in my family is my wife, Rachel. Shout out my beautiful girl. Her and her father, Joe, I was speaking about, they rebuilt this engine when she was a kid. So a lot of sentimental value there, a lot of stuff, family-wise there for sentimental reasons. But they rebuilt this. It's still going off the same rebuild. That's been, I don't know, almost 30 years ago probably. Motor runs fantastic. I got the new ram horns for it. I got one on to delete the infamous, I'm blanking out, a heat riser, flat thing. It was trash on this one, super loose, causing a crazy exhaust leak. When I went back and got it from my shop in Alabama, I got a big shop there. One of the problems that I developed was the Quadrajet that was on it was absolutely gummed up. I took it apart to rebuild it, and the carburetor itself, I've never really seen this, but the carburetor itself started breaking apart at all of the edges were, thin things were coming off, thin portions of the carburetor. Now this is the old Jackie Chan 5000 by Max Speeding Rods. I think it is. Look it up. Look it up at, you know, off-brand Quadrajet. This is what's going to come up. This carburetor is fantastic. Like, I have had a lot of bad luck buying Chinese parts. What I will tell you is not with carburetors for whatever reason. I bought a lot of their like Motorcraft knockouts and other stuff, and man, they just work. I don't know what it is. Anyway, that carb was like 120 bucks or something with a code that I put in. You know, I did the old Craigslist rebuild on the engine and the engine bay here. Got everything painted up. Usually looks a lot better. It's pretty dusty right now. Would start it up for you guys. I will in a future video, but right now I got all the exhaust unhooked because I got to put the other ram horn on. I did do an HEI on it years and years ago when I started messing with the car the first time. Show you guys the interior. Everything on the exterior of the car is pretty much good to hook. I mean, I love these rims on here. They're just the old retro Chevy wheels with the pop-on center caps. I went with some bigger tires. First time I did them, they were on some really small tires, but the car has a really nice stance now. It looks like kind of a luxury muscle car, what it's supposed to be. Before it looked, I don't know. I was a lot younger then when I first did it, and I think I thought if I ordered smaller tires, it would look lower. It didn't. It just looked like it, you know, was cut off at the kneecaps. Interior of the car, front seat's actually not that bad. I did the little truck cover that I do on a lot of my cars here. You can see the dash is a little crumpled up. I'm not really worried about that for now. I repainted the metal part on the dash. Looks pretty good. I did a carpet kit in here a long time ago. It's still pretty good. It needs to be shampooed. Had some, it's kind of turned into a rap motel for a while at my dad's shop in Alabama, but we've got all that out. We've got it inhabitable again. I can smell the car right now. It smells like a car, not a rat's nest. So that's good improvement. I got to do some door panels for the car. You can see the back one there is there. The front one's missing entirely. I have a parts car for this. That door panel came off the parts car. It's more of a turquoise. Back to how it got to my car. My father-in-law ended up giving me the car, long story short. But we have a parts car for this that my father-in-law also bought. But yeah, I gotta recover all these other door panels and then take this turquoise colored door panel off of this one, off of the parts car, and get it recovered. I'll do that myself. I'm just gonna do, you know, vinyl. You know, this is just gonna be a cruiser. I said, that's just insulation stuff I still gotta rip down, but just surface rust on the roof. I'm gonna make a cell panel for it myself on the back here. Those are super easy, package tray, and then make cell panels for the sides. And then I'll buy, you know, the cheapest headliner possible off of the Eagle Bay. But I had this seat. I bought this from a guy. I was gonna buy this from a guy. It's out of a 2003 Dodge Ram, and I didn't realize the seat in the parts car was actually in good condition. So I was looking for a cheap way out. I pulled the seat out of this car and the springs were just gone on the back seat. I don't know why the back springs just totally let go and the front seat stayed in such good condition. But anyway, I saw this on Marketplace for 50 bucks. It's out of a 2003 Dodge Ram. The guy did like a, sorry, I'm sweating my ass off out here. It's hot in Mississippi right now, boys and girls. But I saw that on Marketplace for 50 bucks. I figured it was 50 bucks, you know, see if I can make it work. did the measurements on it, had him measure it. It would fit in the car. And I went and got it and realized like the brackets were crazy. It was just gonna be a lot of work. It would work, I could make it work, but you know, if you make any kind of money in your day job, and you have an opportunity to make more money working with cars and stuff like that, when you're working on your own stuff, you got to figure in like man hours, right? I could put 20 hours into that seat, make it work. But what do I value that 20 hours of my time at, right? So I was looking for other options, and we found out that the rear seat in the parts car, when I went down to get these parts over here, all the toe boards and stuff, and some extra parts, some extra handles, picked up some extra trim, which I need to get out of the floor before it gets bent up. I got like 3 sets of trim for this car. So if anybody needs some trim, let me know. I might hook you up with a piece cheap. I know it's kind of really hard to find if you need a particular piece. But got all those parts, so I got to go get the seat. It's going to be the off-brand teal color. It's going to be something like this, right? I don't care. All right, let's be honest with you, I don't care. It doesn't really have, it has like one little small rip in it, and for now I can have a rear seat, which is what I'm really going for. I want to be able to put my kids back there if they want to go for a cruise. And then, you know, one day when that seat gets ripped, then we'll kind of go in and probably have both of these seats recovered. Until then, I'm not worried about it. But anyway, that's where I'm at with the build now. I'm gonna have to do exhaust. I'll make another video. You know, if you're interested in old Chevys, particularly Bel Airs and Polos, stuff like that, you know, you want to kind of follow this build, it'll be on the channel. So feel free to subscribe, feel free to comment if you got some tips, right? Because even though I work with cars a lot, and I work with a lot of different cars, right, there's always room to learn. And that's really what I want to do this for, is share some knowledge and some experience of things I've did on cars and how to stay on budget with builds and get out there and enjoy an old car, put an old car back on the road that would otherwise get crushed or be trashed. But by all means, if you have advice or, you know, something you think would look good on one of my builds, anytime, comment. I'll try to get back to you guys on any of the comments too. If you have a question on any of the stuff that I add to my cars, I'll try to get on there in my spare time and answer any questions you guys have. But in the meantime, that's it for now, guys. God bless.